First, let me thank all of you for attending the Ohio Osteopathic Association annual meeting and House of Delegates under these unusual circumstances. I want to thank each and every one of you for whatever role you are playing during this crisis. Whether you are on the front lines, behind the scenes, or even retired and just providing advice to younger physicians, your help is important. I also want to thank all of the family and friends who are supporting all of us. It is an honor for me to be installed as the president of the Ohio Osteopathic Association. Thanks to all of you who have chosen me to represent you and this organization in Ohio. There are so many people I would like to thank personally, but the list is too long, so just know you have my heartfelt thanks. It has been a dream of mine since entering kindergarten to be a physician. This was an unusual dream for a girl growing up in Akron, Ohio in the 50s. I had no professionals in my immediate family to serve as a model to me. And at that time, it was assumed girls would become nurses. I heard many times during both undergraduate and graduate school, why not become a nurse? So why was that my dream? I believe it was my destiny. So I am thrilled to be here today as a family practice physician. But my dream never included being the president of this organization. So thank you again for this honor. Becoming a physician gave me an opportunity to be involved with my patients and their families many times at a very deep level. In this role, I was able to share with them sad times and happy times, and to share laughter and tears. The joy that has been mine as a result of this fills my heart. I think this is a feeling that many of you also share. We are embarking on a whole new world of medicine, which has been discussed by many of our speakers in the last 2 days. As they discussed, this crisis has brought about many changes. Some are good and some are not so good. One of the good things is the increase in virtual technology use, which has allowed us to do this meeting in this format. One I hope we don't have to repeat in the future. One of the changes that is hard for us as DOs to accept is the distancing that has resulted. One of the important things that we do as DOs is touch our patients. This will change again, and there will be a time when we can lay our healing hands on our patients once again. There have been many changes in medicine in the last 15 years, not related to this current crisis. So we are going to cover just a few of those as examples. Let's start with genetics. It is estimated that there are over 100 new genetic tests coming out weekly. What do these tests mean? And how does it change what we do for the patient? We can't currently answer those questions. Technology has increased exponentially. This gives us capability we never would have thought possible even a short period of time ago, such as surgery performed at a remote location by a robot at the direction of a surgeon who may be thousands of miles away. This brings care to patients who would have never realized this type of care in the past. These changes both bring benefits and risks, and we have to evaluate each one as to its benefits, its risks, and its values, and make a good determination what we should keep and what we should not. This rapid change is also a challenge to us to try to keep up with these changes, good or bad. And that is only going to increase in the future. Recently, I attended the LEAD conference in Florida put on by the American Osteopathic Association. One of our speakers was J.D. Polk, NASA's Chief Health and Medical Officer, and he talked about the fact that they cannot send to the space station everything that will be needed to treat their patients, the astronauts. This requires a great deal of innovation and creativity on their part to provide the best care at that time. One example of the creativity is that they can use a 3D printer to make items that they may need for a given situation. Dr. Polk is an example of a leader for our profession, but we have hundreds of leaders working currently on this crisis. And I am sure our osteopathic physicians and our organizations will continue to be a leader in innovations in medicine, as we have seen throughout our entire osteopathic history. One thing that has become evident during this crisis is that we do not have a limitless supply of anything, be it our physicians, our healthcare workers, our equipment, or our medications. We have seen hospitals, for example, using one ventilator for 12 patients, something that was unheard of even 2 months ago. So we are having to be very judicious with our resources and use them very wisely. This is something that we will need to be very cognizant of as we move forward in the months and years to come. We must use our resources responsibly. Now, I would like to focus on us as physicians. We are in very trying times for many reasons. Prior to this crisis, physician burnout and suicide was at an all-time high, and this crisis is adding to the distress. When I say physicians, this includes students, residents, interns, and physicians. Physician wellness is one of my areas of passion, and it is something that must be in the forefront of all of our minds, and it is something that often in the past we have not paid much attention to. This current crisis is significantly adding to the stress and burnout for all of us, so we need to be vigilant. We need to be talking to our colleagues and asking if they need anything or if we can do something for them. If we see someone who is struggling and we are concerned, ask them, have they had thoughts of suicide, etc. We may just save a life. We need to be encouraging each other in other ways, whatever we can find, whether this is a good word or lending a helping hand or just being there to listen. Those of you who took part in yesterday's CME know that it was focused entirely on physician wellness. I hope all of you who listened to that or will listen to this weekend found something of value for you. If there is anything we as the OOA or I can personally do for any of you, feel free to reach out. Clearly, the year 2020 has been a challenge, and our future is still unknown. But the strength of our osteopathic family and our organizations, I believe, will see us through this, and we will be stronger in the future. I want to thank you again for this opportunity to serve you as president, and am looking forward to working with all of you for a brighter future. As a final note, I want to wish all of you and your families good health in these challenging times.